She thought calling for help would bring her justice, but instead it tore her life apart in ways she never imagined. The night was heavy with silence, broken only by the sound of rain tapping against the old windows of Maria's small home. She sat at the edge of her worn-out couch, clutching a photograph of her son Daniel, who had returned from school that afternoon with bruises on his arms and fear in his eyes. For weeks she had begged the school to intervene, pleaded with teachers to protect him, but nothing changed. Tonight her patience snapped. With trembling hands, she picked up the phone and dialed the police, her voice shaking as she demanded justice. She thought this call would be the beginning of protection, the end of her torment. She had no idea it would mark the beginning of her nightmare. When the officers arrived, their presence filled the small house with an energy Maria couldn't explain. Cold, dismissive, almost predatory. She spoke fast, desperate, explaining how her son was being targeted, how no one listened. But instead of compassion, she was met with raised brows and smirks. One officer questioned her story. Another suggested she was exaggerating. Maria's voice grew louder, fueled by anger and despair, but every word only seemed to make the officers more impatient. Daniel stood frozen in the hallway, wide-eyed, watching the people who were supposed to be heroes turn their suspicion on his mother. Then in a sudden shift, the conversation escalated. One officer stepped closer, his voice firm, warning her to calm down. Maria's heart pounded as she tried to defend herself, her words cracking under the weight of disbelief. In the next moment, the cold metal of handcuffs clamped around her wrists. She cried out, her screams echoing down the street as neighbors appeared in their doorways, whispering, pointing. Daniel's small hands reached out, but he was pulled back by another officer who told him to stay quiet. The sight of his mother being dragged away burned into his young mind like a scar he would never erase. Maria was shoved into the back of the police car, rain still falling, her tears mixing with the storm. She pressed her face against the window, watching her son disappear behind the flashing red and blue lights. What began as a mother's cry for justice had twisted into something sinister. Alone in the darkness of the patrol car, Maria realized the truth that chilled her to the bone. Sometimes the people you trust to protect you are the very ones who destroy you. If this story shook you, don't forget to hit the like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear them. Make sure to subscribe to Corrupted Justice for more shocking true stories. Share this video with friends so they don't miss it. Stay tuned. Corrupted Justice brings you new twists every day.